I've been drinking some vodka since morning. You all know how I love my vodka, and I keep saying drink things in moderation. It's so bright I can't see anything from in these glasses. Alcohol is life, I always keep saying, but always drink in moderation. Drink in moderation. Drinking is good in moderation. This alcohol, come on, I was joking. This is actually water. This is natural mineral water. So don't play. I didn't drink alcohol. Come on. So the reason why you can see I'm wearing glasses, because I'm literally about to head out. I'm about to train. Had a migraine, but no excuses. We're about to train and make it happen. So, good afternoon. My name is Cal Valentine, the creator of Live to My History. And in this video, I'm going to be this is alcohol. And in this video, I'm going to be specifically speaking about how long should you be waiting for in between sets. So how long should your rest period be between each set? So I'm going to break this down so you know how to rest and recover in between your sets. Let's freaking swipe. So you're in the gym, texting away in between the sets. You're very confused. How long should I technically be resting in between each set? Understand, everybody's going to be slightly different. Your training is going to be slightly different, whether you're doing hypertrophy, whether you're doing strength training, which we're going to get to that. Everything is going to be slightly different. So for example, let's just say you're in the gym. I'm going to try to break it down. Let's just start with strength training. You're in the gym, you're trying to, max out your training on the squat, for example. You want to do, let's say, a 1 to 3 rep range on the squat, and what a lot of people do, have that ego as well. It's the thing. You want to squat heavy. So, of course, your rest period is going to be slightly longer. Why? Because the muscle needs to rest, the muscle needs to recover, and the muscle needs to be ready for that lift again into your next set. So your set is doing it again, if that makes sense. So now you have set 1, set 2, set 3. The reps is how many times you're doing it in that set. So if I'm doing, let's just say 5 reps, I'm doing 5 reps in that set. So strength training, you're doing 1 to 3, for example. Of course, your rest period is going to be naturally drastically. So of course, the rep range is going to be longer because the muscle needs to rest and recover, of course. On the other hand, if we're doing hypertrophy could be anywhere between 6 to 12, 6 to 15, 6 to 10. It's slightly different because in those hypertrophy phases, there's like other hypertrophy, for example, the strength-based hypertrophy, the general hypertrophy, which is between 6 to 12. The strength will be anywhere 4 to 6 or 4 to 7. It's going to be slightly different. We just see it as hypertrophy itself. It's like more of a bigger wide span. 6 to 12, 6 to 15, anything above 15 is muscular endurance, or anything above 12 to 15 is muscular endurance. Everybody's going to be slightly different. So you're in the gym, you're texting, and your goal is to build strength. Of course, your rest period is going to be slightly longer because the muscles need to recover. And if you're going back too fast, if you go back into your set too fast, you won't complete that set efficiently. We all do it in our mind sometimes. We go back into a set so quickly, you're just not aware, of how long you've taken off in your break. You don't complete the set properly. Take your time, of course. Go back into the set and have a longer rest period. On the other hand, if you're doing a hypertrophy, you're doing your drop sets, your super sets, your trisets, your giant sets. Let's just say you're doing more reps. So you're doing a hypertrophy, but then you're doing drop sets, super sets, trisets, giant sets, pyramids, etc. You're thinking, oh, but I'm doing more rep ranges. It means my rest should be slightly shorter. No, if you're doing more volume as well, with all these back-to-back, you still need a longer period to rest. Yes, you still need a longer period to rest. So if you think about it, you're doing more volume, the muscles are more tired out. It needs time to rest before you get back into pyramid, etc., or drop sets, whatever. But then again, if you're just doing a normal 8 reps, hypertrophy phase, you're doing normal 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 reps, then your rest period can be slightly shorter because you're just doing that one exercise and you're resting and you're going back into it again, if that kind of makes sense. Think of it like this: muscles, biceps, for example, etc. The more you damage it, the more you break down the muscle fibers, the longer rest you need. And that usually comes with strength or, power based or, heavy loaded exercises. On the other hand, the less weight, which usually comes with more reps and more controlled reps, you could have a little less rest and go back into it back to back. But always listen out, mind to muscle connection. Always listen out for your body, for little aches and nicks and tips, and know if you need longer rests. Don't be distracted by your phone. If you're always texting, put the phone down so you can focus on your body, so you can adjust your rest period over time. And I'm telling you, over time you will understand how to adapt and just use the mind. You start to you eyeball things. Like, for example, when I train, I eyeball things because I know exactly roughly how long I need to rest and how much is too much of a rest. Remember, you're in the gym to train and get out of there. Damage the muscles in a positive way where it continues to grow back bigger, better and stronger. You're not there to text your girlfriend or boyfriend or friend or this or that. You're there to do your thing and get out. So I always say the same thing: eyeball things. Put your phone down and just watch how your body responds to things, and over time you adapt. You literally learn and adapt. The next time you are texting, be considerate to other people, because someone might be waiting for a machine that you want to use, or a dumbbell, etc., and you're just there taking too long. Like, for example, be mindful of other people. Someone might be in that 2-minute window and just need to go back into that set, and you're using that machine, etc. Just be mindful. So that's what I'm trying to say: put your phones down and focus on your training. See how your body adapts to certain training principles, if that makes sense. Everybody's going to be slightly different, but the ranges are usually around the same, whether you want to do strength, hypertrophy. But on the other hand, taking it right and tipping the scale, if you're doing, cardio or HIIT training, so you're doing HIIT training, if you notice, it's usually back to back, so 10 seconds. So you're really attacking that anaerobic system. Anaerobic is without oxygen. Anaerobic without oxygen. Aerobic is with oxygen. So we're going to get to aerobic in a minute. So anaerobic, we're going to do exercises that are high bouts, back to backs, intense. So you might be on a treadmill running for 10 seconds and you'll break briefly and then back into it. 10 seconds again. You might do 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, just to really go all out. That's when you're using that, fossil creatine, that lactic acid system. Try not to go too much in detail by trying to just give you the basics, if that makes sense. So that's when you're using without oxygen, and your breaks will be very short, snappy, intense. On the other hand, if you're doing aerobic, you're breathing in oxygen. If you're doing aerobic, think about long distance running. For example, you see people on a treadmill or on the Stairmasters or on the recumbent bike for quite some time. It's duration. So for a long period of time, 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour and a half, 2 hours. For some elites, I've seen them to go even 3 hours. They have to even change machines, because some machines can't go over a certain time period. You see them just change from machine to machine. That's a slow build up over time aerobic. You're just doing it once, so you're just continuing to go over time. When you use oxygen to your body, you can work for longer periods of time, and it's proven. Think about it: oxygen to your body, you can work the muscles longer and harder over a slow period of time. Think of the fire burning. A fire burning, on the wood is slow. It's a slow, gradual process. Whereas if you're going all out, you're maximizing the energy, doing as much as possible, you're gonna burn out eventually. So just see how this fits into your training. You go into your mind. How do you train? Are you doing, HIIT training, back to back? So you can even be doing HIIT training in the gym when you're doing it with dumbbells. Are you doing almost like drop sets, supersets, triceps, triceps, pyramids, etc., etc.? Are you doing strength training? Are you trying to do powerlifting? Don't use that as an excuse to just be in the gym, just to do 1 or 2 sets of high, heavy weights and then just disappear, rest for 10 minutes. It doesn't work like that. Like, be specific with yourself. What is your goal? Are you doing long distance, over time on the, incline, Stairmasters? Ask yourself and just be specific to yourself. Watch your body, see how it responds over time. But understand this: if you're still confused of how long you need to rest, get out your phone and time it. Time it. It's almost like tracking your nutrition. Time it, and over time you will get used to it and start eyeballing. Okay, I know it's 2 minutes is done, go back into it. 3 minutes is done, go back into it. Just watch and adjust how your body adapts over time. And it's literally that simple. You don't really need to know about the phosphocreatine and, you know, the energy stores. You just need to understand for longer periods of time, if you're doing cardio, it's going to take a longer period of time using aerobic energy. You might just go all the way, you just go once, for example. So for 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you're doing, anaerobic, back to back, HIIT training, you know, on that, for example, treadmill. Then obviously your break's going to be slightly 10 seconds on, or 15 seconds on, or 30 seconds all out, 15-second break, if that makes sense, or drop sets, supersets, and trisets. Your breaks might be long because the volume in that, if that, I don't want to confuse you. So the volume that you're doing in your drop sets, supersets, trisets, bisects, etc. may require longer breaks because the body needs to recover over time. It's quite taxing on the body. Remember, you're in the gym to stress the muscles in a positive way, where it grows back bigger, better, and stronger. So find what works for you, time it, and over time you will adapt and start to eyeball things. It's literally that simple. Now let's go out there and let's continue to drink. Of course, it's water. It is water. So yeah, health is truly wealth. I always just inspire people to tell people every time, make sure you're continuing to drink enough water during the day. I spoke about it many times. Water has so many health benefits. So continue to drink your water. Continue to excel yourself. Excel your performance, your mindset, your mentality, your habits, everything. Let's continue to go out there and let's continue to live. Let's continue to live tonight. And of course, I'm heading to the gym because it's time. Let's continue to live to make history. Why? Because you and I, we honestly have one space. We have one space in time. We have one life. About to go swipe. Let's freaking go. My head's just spinning right now.